Morning, folks. I've got another doozy for you. So New York State opens up a criminal probe into the Trump organization, right? Uh, wow. You got people like Cuomo over in New York, the mayor, who, or I mean, not the mayor, the governor. But you know what? De Blasio, the mayor, he's also, he's part of the swamp too. They're all there. They're all roaches. They're all rats. Eating a damn burger and fries, incentivizing to get a vaccination. Come on now. All right, so then you got people like him, De Blasio. You got people, you got another rat, you got another roach like Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, who apparently, and I will do a video on that on the next one after this one, where you guys can check it out. Where apparently the whole grandma deaths due to the the whole schemes, right? Uh, to cover up his book deal that was valued at $5 million, right? So instead of going after people like that, instead of the FBI and all these alphabet letter organizations and agencies going after the real criminals, they're going after people like Rudy Giuliani. They're going after, people like Trump, right? They're going after people like Sidney Powell, Mike Lindell, who've got nothing to offer except the truth, right? And I mean, that's the facts. How can you go against the what is true and what is and then be for what is not, right? And so New York opens up a criminal probe into the Trump organization, and yeah, you got people like Cuomo over here covering up deaths, and supposedly has like already like 30,000 sexual allegations on him, and all these other allegations that, for the most part, are all true, and they're not investigating them. They're going after people instead, like Trump. And so let's get into what this story is over here about. This is coming from Reuters. So you got the New York State opening up the case, right? All right. So let's go ahead and read down here what it says. And and this is just incredible. This is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. They've got me so crazy. I just had to get that out of here. Anyway, the New York Attorney General's office said on Tuesday it has now opened a criminal investigation into former President 45, his company, the Trump Hotel and all that stuff, increasing the legal risk for Trump and his family, right? They're nothing but destruction. This alphabet agencies going after these, saying these other folks that don't even have to, saying that just because of everything that they're doing, right? Like, channels like Steven Crowder, they get canceled out. They get once they start talking a little bit too much. Remember what happened with a certain individual named Alex Jones. I was following Alex Jones for 10 damn years. I knew he was gonna get banned from YouTube one day, so that's why But he has Infowars.com, so I joined that channel and everything like that. But let's keep reading. So the Attorney General Letitia, Letitia. Okay, Attorney General Letitia James has been investigating whether the Trump organization falsely accused reported property values to secure loans and obtain economic and tax benefits. So yeah, God forbid that Trump uses the system a little bit like the rest of us have, you and I included, and I'm talking to you too, right? Okay, so God forbid that or yeah, so he's doing all this and stuff that saying taking a little bit from the pot, right? Taking a little bit from the pot. We've all done it, right? We can't lie. But God forbid they investigate the Hunter Biden scandal with the UK and the $10,000 for the big guy. And God forbid that Biden goes over to the border and handles the crises, or actually does anything he's gonna say. Or how about even VP Kamala Harris? What about that pendeja? You know what I'm saying? She was appointed to go to the border and handle the situation, and she's doing the complete opposite. She's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's just another snake, another leech, another rat, another infestation of the swamp. And we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that in this here in the United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave, right? But yeah, so let's keep reading. The latest announcement marked another escalation at the legal jeopardy Trump faces for 4 months after leaving office. Let me read that again. The latest announcement marked another escalation of the legal jeopardy Trump faces 4 months after leaving office, taking to three the number of known criminal investigations of the former Republican president. And how, wow, okay, yeah. So I quote, "We have informed the Trump organization that our investigation into the organization is no longer purely civil in nature." Fabian Levi, a spokesman for the Attorney General's office. Again, President 45, 2 impeachments, and now a criminal probe. I mean, they want this guy to go to the most. They want this guy to go to maximum security prison, supermax. Forget Cook County, Chicago. Forget Rikers Island. Let's send this guy over to ADX Florence, the worst prison in the where in the United States, where they house people like the Unabomber and and a couple of other guys. You know, Ted Kaczynski, the same Unabomber guy, and he holds a couple of other bad hombres. Okay, so they are going after President 45 because they know that they are about to get exposed. They know they are about to get found out. They know that they're being investigated by several different government bodies in the United States, such as several senates and governors. You know, you got people like Greg Abbott over in Texas, the governor, and Ron DeSantis and stuff, pretty much just at this point, you know, passing government executive orders on their states, pretty much to disallow the federal government to overreach on their rights and their people. So they're pretty much giving a big old FU to the federal government and saying the federales, you know, pretty much, you know, on what y'all trying to do to us, right? And that's what's good about the Republican states. I'm, as you guys know, I live over here in Georgia for the past 7-8 years now. I came in over here from Florida as when Rick Scott was in office, and then I left, and I've been living here in Georgia since 2014 when Nathan Deal was in office. Now we got snakes and rhinos like Brian Kemp, and that's why I'm voting for Representative Vernon Jones come November elections next year over here in Georgia, so we can make Georgia first again and America one, or America first again. America one too, right? But let's keep reading over here. So they're actively investigating the Trump organization, and the Manhattan DA is now involved too. Send out the FBI over to Hunter Biden's house so we can go ahead and find out why he won't talk about the UK deal and the 10,000 grand for the big guy. What about he'll shut the doors onto the reporters trying to get the freaking truth out, but they don't want to talk about it. Just like freaking Puppet Biden the other day, or was it yesterday, 2 days ago, where he's driving that freaking the truck, the electric Ford F-150, right? And he plunged, and then he tells a reporter that he's not gonna answer any Israel questions unless she steps in front of the car as he steps on it, right? But imagine if President 45 would have said that, it would have been all over the news headlines. He would have been impeached for the 5th time. For the 5th time, he would have been impeached, right? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. It's a damn shame. And we need to get these people out. We need to drain the swamp. We need to expose the rats as they continue to come and bring them out to the light so we can stomp the roaches. But let's keep reading over here. So the Trump organization, the former president's family-owned business, could not immediately be reached for comment. Well, I mean, that's a good idea. If they go ahead and comment, and then, you know, what's going to happen, they're gonna use that against him. Everything that President 45 does, they use against him, and that's unfair. And it's and they gotta go down. These people have to go down. They gotta go down. These people gotta go down. We gotta get rid of the swamp. We gotta get down. All right. So the former president's own business, right? So they couldn't comment. Trump has said that the investigation overseen by James, a Democrat, is politically motivated. No, of course it is. Just like the Dr. Fauci admitting the other day that what was it he said, that the whole thing was orchestrated with the whole mask situation and it was all theatrics for politics. You know, they're starting to come out. Starting to come out. These rats are starting to come out. James has been investigating whether the Trump organization inflated the values of some properties to obtain better loans and lower their values to obtain property tax breaks. Oh my God! Wow. Okay, so President 45, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he's killing people. He's not like he's starting wars. You know, I mean, God forbid that Trump, you know, lowers the values of some properties a little bit in order to catch a little tax break. But God forbid that he starts another war like this damn regime has started with Hamas in Israel and Palestine again after President 45 had made peace with the Middle East, right? So President 45 over here taking a little bit of a tax break, you know what I'm saying, boofing up the paperwork a little bit. Okay, we're all guilty of something. We've all done a little something shady in our lives, right? Maybe took a little bit of change extra from when we you know, you go to the gas station, you get something, they give you back extra change, an extra $5. Are you gonna say something or are you gonna walk out the door? You know what I'm saying? For the most part, we'd probably give it back. But you know, I'm even guilty of having, you know, taking a little bit extra or getting a Snickers and putting in my pocket once when I was young, you know. And for President 45 over here, taking a little bit of a tax break, because we know that those New York prices are freaking robbery. I mean, you know, the money's not even going to the citizens of the state. You know, you got people like Cuomo and De Blasio over here pocketing that damn money and spending it all on themselves, right? But God forbid that President 45 takes a little bit of a tax break by lowering the property values and take a little bit of an advantage of the same mess that these Democrats in that state of New York has done, because his properties are he's got properties in several states, but in this case they're doing it with in New York, and they're going after his most prominent hotels, Trump Hotel and all that stuff, and it's all just to get to Trump so that he doesn't run, because the thing is that if they can arrest this guy, then they can go ahead and then who's going to be running against the leeches in office? That's the big question right there. Who's going to run for the freaking position in office, right? If it ain't Trump, if it ain't President 45, then who will? But let's keep reading, though. Okay, so separately, Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance has been investigating Trump's pre-presidency business dealings for more than 2 years. Wow, so they were already on to President 45 even before he was, even during his pre-presidency. So it's not like he was taking advantage of a political position, because he was, I mean, they admitted it right there. You know, he wasn't even in office yet. It was 2 years prior, so it would have been 2014, right? Pre-president, yeah, for more than 2 years. Okay, so before the whole 2016 deal went down, he was already being investigated like in 2014. So he was already a regular citizen. He wasn't even in office. But then you got people like the puppets, you know, Puppet Biden, Kathleen Harris over here, taking advantage of their political positions in office, and you know, sending money out there to the Middle East to start wars, taxpayer money. So they're funding, essentially, through slush accounts and shell companies, you know, and calling it gender sex studies in Palestine and stuff like that, you know, talking about the Cove Bill that had passed, where we all got a little bit of scratch in the mail or on a prepaid card or directly in the bank. So you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want the algorithm to, you know, take down the video because I'm using certain words. But pretty much, yeah, so Trump wasn't even in office. He was a regular citizen running business, right? But God forbid that he takes a little bit of a tax break even before he was president, okay? But then you got people over here like Puppet Biden and Kathleen Harris taking advantage of their political positions. Once they got in, it hasn't even been 100 days, and they've probably already made over $100,000. And then I released a video earlier yesterday where I exposed, well, not exposed, they came out with their tax returns, which I said it in my last video, and I'll say it on this video too. If you guys believe those papers and those numbers, then go ahead and by all means. But they haven't been upfront and honest with us since day one. So why would they be upfront and honest with their tax returns, right? And that's where he gets. That's where that's where the people are mad because I mean, come on, they're investigating President 45, but then you got this, what I'm saying, he does a little. It's like the equivalent of a little boy stealing or a little girl stealing a Snickers bar from the Publix or something, the Kroger's, and but then his older brother or whatever, or another kid comes in and steals in a television and walks out with it. So they're comparing President 45 as still, to him stealing the TV in the store, and making it seem like the ones saying that are the ones stealing a Snickers bar, but it's completely vice versa. President 45 is the one stealing the little Snickers bar, and then it's the other side who actually is secretly walking out with TVs in their shopping carts without having to pay for them, all while telling us that, to keep our eyes on the little kids stealing the Snickers bar. You see what I'm saying, folks? Okay, so let's continue over here. Vance's office said in court filings he was investigating possibly extensive and protracted criminal conduct at the Trump Organization, including tax and insurance fraud and falsification of business records. Innocent until proven guilty. And honestly, I think some things could be true, some things might not be true. I'm not completely sure. We have to wait until the investigations take place, and it's going to probably take a long time. I'm not sure how long it'll take. It'll probably take a year or two. I mean, they've been investigating the Trump Organization since 2014, but they haven't even came up with anything. It's been, 7, 8 years then, 9 years since they've been investigating the Trump Organization, and they haven't been able to come up with anything. So pretty much what that says to me is that these are allegations that are probably not even true at all. I mean, because if it's been 7, 8 years and you're still trying to get a little something, I mean, is there really anything in the end? Is there really anything at all? Or is it just like President 45 has been saying all along, a witch hunt? So yeah, I mean, so that's what's happening, and what's going on, um, with the whole. I'm sorry, guys. I had something over here going on, but anyways, let's continue reading over here. In February, prosecutors in Fulton County, Georgia. So over here in my state of Georgia, right? They opened up a criminal investigation into Trump's attempts to influence the state's 2020 election results after he was recorded in a January 2 phone call pressuring Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Veganberger, to overturn the outcome of voting based on unfounded claims of tampering. Right? So, in February, the prosecutors in Fulton County, Georgia, here where I live, opened. Well, I don't live in Fulton County. That's a whole swamp infestation in itself. I live in the outer skirts over in the North Atlanta, closer to Lake Lanier and all that stuff, right? Closer to the mountains, where you can breathe fresh air and drink fresh water from the flowing rivers of the canal, right? In February, prosecutors in Fulton County, Georgia, opened a criminal investigation into Trump's attempts to influence the state's 2020 election results after he was recorded in a January 2nd phone call, pressuring Georgia's Secretary of State to overturn the outcome of voting based on unfounded claims of tampering, which we all freaking know that the New York Times had even retracted that statement. That's coming from the New York Times. I don't even have to investigate on that because I already did the research. It was last month or a month and a half ago where the New York Times had written this article where they, when that whole story came out in January 2nd, they tried to say that Trump, y'all freaking remember that moment, that day when they were saying that Trump was trying to influence the Georgia's election by talking to Brad Veganberger, And we all know it was a lie. They had to retract. I think Project Veritas had got into it, and James O'Keefe has sent out the retracto, the alpaca retracto, Shimon. And so anyway, yeah, and it was a whole sham. It was a hoax. It had not happened. Trump did not influence the Secretary of State to overturn the outcome of the elections. And we all know that that was a sham at the end of the day, and they didn't report on the truth. So pretty much, yeah. Let's keep reading over here. This is crazy, folks. I mean, this is a shame. This is just uh, how do you say a total hypocrisy from the left, a total massive witch hunt looking into nothing. But let's keep reading over here. So Vance's probe began after Trump's former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen paid hush money to silence two women before the 2016 election about extramarital sexual encounters they claimed to have had with Trump. Well, why not investigate the whole child sex trafficking from the smuggling illegal aliens that are crossing over the border by the minute? Oh, no, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the 90 illegal immigrants that they found. I'm sorry, 90? About 100 or 130 illegal immigrants living in a Texas home over near Dallas, Fort Worth. Oh, but it didn't make the headlines. I think only Tucker Carlson talked about it in Fox News. But CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all those all those swamp news outlets, they didn't report on it. They didn't talk about that. No, they want to talk over here about Trump having a little bit of a fun time behind his wife's back. Okay, so you're telling me that there's men out there that haven't cheated on their wives before? Yes, it's wrong, and I don't condone it, and it's messed up, you know. But they're acting like that's worse than actually investigating all this stuff with like the Suez Canal and the whole Hillary with the shipping containers, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Again, if I start talking about that little deep rabbit hole there, YouTube might remove this channel and this video, and I don't want that because I want to tell you guys what is up, right? But you guys know what I'm talking. Yeah, let's not investigate all that. Let's investigate instead a couple of times when President 45 a little bit of a good time with a couple of hoes, behind his wife's back. Okay, so what? You know what I'm saying? But you're saying that that's worse than the actual ring of sex trafficking shit that's going around in the border and flowing into this country and pouring in, and politicians and stuff involved too with situations like that with the whole stuff with the children. That's the real problem that's going on. Not what's going on with President 45, and I'm pissed because it should not it should not happen. All right, so James has said that she opened her inquiry after Cohen testified before Congress that Trump's financial statements were manipulated to save money on loans or reduce his real estate taxes. Oh, whoop de fucking do. Whoop de fucking do. Who gives a shit? So he took a little bit of of advantage on the system, but not even while he was in office. No, they're talking about when he was still in just like 2014 and stuff. I mean, completely in the past, before he was even running for presidency. So completely even before that. But then you got people like Puppet Biden out there and Kathleen Harris who have a track record of being known to release criminals into the streets, to arrest black Americans more than any other. They love to do that. The left Democrats, they're the real ones that are keeping folks in chains. You know what I'm saying? And we all know that's a fact, because if you look at the research and you start doing your investigation on Google, you'll find out the information for yourself. It's all in there. You just gotta do a little bit of history, a little bit of history research, and you'll find out the truth. All right. So Cohen once, and by the way, I'm continuing to read, just in case you're listening and not looking at the video. Cohen, who once said he would take a bullet for Trump. Ooh, wow, that's going in there, buddy. So Cohen, who once said he would take a bullet for Trump, pleaded guilty in 2018 to campaign finance violations and other crimes, and is currently serving his 3-year sentence under home confinement. Okay, but I don't know. I'm not sure with the James Cohen story and what's up with that. I know that there was something going on around that in 2018, 2017 beginning, but I'd have to look into the research. And if he really took one for President 45, then that's a true G right there, and that's a true cowboy. That's a true cowboy right there, boy. And that kind of loyalty you don't find it these days. So tax break. Continuing to read. As more documents are reviewed by the NYAG, the New York Attorney General, and NYDA, the New York District Attorney's Office, it appears that the troubles for Donald Trump just keep on coming. Soon enough, Donald and associates will be held responsible for their actions, Cohen said in a text message to Reuters on Tuesday night. Wait, the same Cohen that just talked about taking a bullet for President 45 in 2018? Now, is it revenge? Could he be pissed? Could he be exposing because maybe he didn't get a good deal with the whole investigation? You know, we don't know. We don't know, but what we do know is that now he's changing his tune. He's changing his tone over here, and apparently, he once said he'd take the bullet for President 45, and now he's singing a different tune. Okay, so continuing to read. Two people familiar with Vance's probe have told Reuters that Cohen has been interviewed by the district attorney's investigators. Court records show that the New York Attorney General and Manhattan District Attorney investigations, while separate from one another, do overlap. Well, of course they're gonna overlap. What were you expecting? Two different rails over here, two different roads. Come on now. That shit was gonna come in the fork. Uh, Both are examining how Trump Organization and its agents assessed the value of Seven Springs, a 2012-acre state north of Manhattan that Trump purchased in 1995. Wow. Okay, so they're looking into something that happened in 1995. We're talking about something that happened when I was only 3 years old, because I was born in '92. So 2, 3, 4, 5, I would have been 3 years old. So they're going after an investigation that had took place since 1995. But you got Puppet Biden, who's been in the Senate for 180 years, but they still haven't investigated him or his son. Okay. Trump's ambitions, Trump's company has said the century-old 50,000 square foot mansion on the grounds was used as a Trump retreat. Trump's ambitions to build a championship golf course there were derailed by local opposition, and he shelved another plan to build luxury homes. Um, but the property did become a vehicle for a tax break, according to property records and court filings. In 2015, he signed a conservation easement, an agreement not to develop the property covering 150 acres. Okay, so if he was doing something, then he did change his mind in the end or something. Which what he's acting like a human being, just like any of us. It's this puppets in office that I don't trust, because they don't keep it 100 with the people. They keep it 0%. So the Attorney General's office said in a court filing that an appraiser hired by Trump before the conservation agreement set the property's value at $56.5 million and the easement's value at $21.1 million, an amount Trump claimed as an income tax deduction. So yeah, it's pretty much, President 45 took a little bit of chocolate bars from the candy store without telling his mom. But God forbid he goes and investigates and tries to put us on notice of the truth about what's really going on behind the curtains, with the border and the Middle East wars and the slush funds accounts and and I heard there could be a fourth stimulus check coming in. I don't know. Is it true? Maybe. We just have to wait and see. But they got all these other things going on. But they're telling us that we have to look into President 45, taking a little bit of chocolate bars from the candy store without telling Mama, right? While you got all this other stuff going on in the background, the killings, the murders, the riots, the lootings, the wars in the Middle East, puppets and clowns in office positions trying to pass legislations and laws and stuff like that, so that they can be a one party a one-party system in the United States as far as elections and stuff like that go. They just want to make it impossible for the GOP and Republicans to be able to voice their opinions and also make and laws and stuff like that. Basically, they just don't want any more opposition from the right side. The left, all they want to do is keep everything and all the power and the money to themselves and not for we, the people. Guys, I am outraged, infuriated, and it sucks that it has come to this point. But you know what? We will keep on fighting for President 45, just as much as he fought for we, the people. And with that being said, if you enjoy the content, make sure to give me a thumbs up on this video because it helps the with the YouTube algorithm, and it raises this message out to the front of the YouTube inner zones in order for other folks to be able to hear out this message, and so we can finally bring these rats and roaches to exposure, so we can, you know, make sure that they all get arrested in due time. In due time, I believe it, in due time. But yeah, in order for that to be able to happen, you guys need to you know, share this video over here and tell your friends and family, so they can go ahead and hear it, and so they, you know, there's a lot of people that wake up from this stuff. You know, you might not think it's true, but yeah, you know, just as you're watching the video right now and probably probably doesn't know much what's going on, I've already done all the research. I already do, you know, I've been doing this for like 10-15 years, reporting news and stuff like that, but I'm starting out and branching out on my own, and starting my own little thing. But guys, I mean, I'm saying, you know, it's just incredible what's going on over here. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys hit me, or hit me. Don't hit me, guys. Make sure you smash that like button so we can get the YouTube algorithm to put this video in the front pages of the inner zones, as well as leave a comment down below and let me know what you think and what your thoughts are on the Trump Organization scandal over in New York right now. Okay, and make sure that you subscribe too, so you can get more content. But with that being said, guys, thank you very much. I'll be talking about in my next, check out my next video coming up soon, where I'm going to be talking about the, what was going on, the thing I mentioned earlier with the whole Trump, before I started mentioning the Trump Organization, because there's some stuff going on with Joe Biden. So I'm going to get on the research. I got the tabs open over here, where I'll be talking about it. But anyways, with that being said, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. Peace. Again, the awkward goodbye. But you know, this is what I do. This is, you know, all unedited, uncut, live, unedited, uncensored, just pure 100% real time right now, with no sort of editing at all. And that's and this is how they used to do it back in the 90s. Back in the 80s, you know, sometimes you had, you know, who's got time for the whole editing crap? Freak it, you know, 100% uncensored, live, uncut, in real time. But anyways, guys, with that being said, hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe.